Hi everyone, we've made it, day 7. And day 7, I thought we'd do some more jumping. So we started with jumping, we're going to end with jumping. And in between the jumping, we're going to add a little bit of core work. So the health warning for this class is really not suitable if you've got a pelvic floor prolapse or pelvic floor issue. And for the core work, some of them won't be suitable for people that have osteoporosis. So what I will do is for osteoporosis, I will give an alternative because actually the jumping is so good for you. So for the core work that we do, I will give a little alternative. And for those of you with a pelvic health issue, I'm sorry this class isn't right. And I will put together a little kind of 20 minutes in the next few weeks that would be better suited for you when it comes to that same feeling of getting a little bit of impact. Let's crack on. So we're going to start straight off with press ups, but not just, not normal press ups, wall press ups. So I'm going to move this out of my way so it's not like 1 foot off, 1 foot on. And I'm using a door here. The room doesn't give me the best wall space. So I'm going to use a door. You might hear it make some noise. Hopefully I won't fall through it. So you're basically coming into a plank, but against the wall. So you want to make sure your feet are hip distance apart, your tailbone is slightly nudged down, you've got that little connection in your tummy muscles, and we're going to jump. So you're going to bend the elbows to take your face towards the wall and then press away and jump. And hopefully I won't break the door. And let's do 5 more. 4, 3, really straighten those elbows. 2, 1, and come back. So have a little break, a little rest, a little shake out as I adjust this mat. I love press ups against the wall when you're jumping. I think they're a lot of fun. So again, feet hip distance apart, hands against the wall. Their hands are roughly shoulder height, and you're going to bend the elbows out to the sides and press away. Taking your face towards the wall, catching that wall before your face hits it, please. 5 more. Really lovely to get that kind of slightly medium impact for your bone health. Last one. And then have a little break. We're going to do 1 more, and then we'll have a little break from the jumping and do some core work before we jump some more. So again, hands against the wall, a little bit of a plank shape, but against the wall. Bend those elbows out to the sides and push off. Such a squeaky door. 6 more. 4, 3, 2, 1, and let's get down onto the mat. So what we're going to do on the mat, in fact, what we'll do is make it accessible to everyone, so I don't have to give an alternative. We're going to do box press ups. So core work, but upper body strength as well. So we're going to alternate. So we're going to make this a little bit funky. You're going to have your knees under your shoulders. No, knees under hips. Don't put your knees under your shoulders. Knees under your hips, hands under your shoulders. Think about the wrists coming under your shoulders. And we're going to do a press up. So you're going to bend your elbows in a box, so the nicest of the family of press ups. You're going to bend your elbows out to the sides and press back up. But then I don't want you to take your elbows back to the sides again. I want you to take them slightly behind you. So you're going to alternate between the elbows going out to the sides and then the elbows reaching behind you. And we're going to do 6 more. So you need to think about your movement. Think about as well your head position. Remember, we don't want that head dropping down. Your spine isn't moving. It's moving because you're bending your elbows, but you're not actually moving the vertebrae in your spine to flex them or extend them. And clearly, in an effort to give that information, I've lost count, so we'll make this the last one. Good. So we're going to come back up to standing, and I'm just going to move my little mat out to the way because we're going to do one that I really dislike and I want to get it done before we get too tired. And we're going to do jumping lunges. I know they're horrible, but they're really, really good. They're really good for us, really good for our balance, really good for our like connection, mind, body. What are we doing? Where are we on the mat? Where are we in space? If your mat is slidey, I suggest you do what I've done and move it out of the way. You're going to come into a lunge position. So I like to have my hands on my hips. It just makes me feel like I've got a little bit more, I'm a little bit more contained. So I'm going to take my right foot forwards and my left leg is behind me. And look, if this feels very narrow, make it a little bit wider, if that's helpful. I don't find it particularly helpful because I find it strains my groin slightly to take my leg a little bit wide. And I kind of have a theory about this for women because our pelvises are slightly rounded on the side. So taking it a little wider doesn't always help. I think it does for men. I'm not sure. I'm happy to be corrected on this. And you're going to bend. Whoa, let's get my balance back. You're going to bend both knees. So you're taking that left knee behind you towards the mat. Then as you lift, you jump. Let's do 3 more. 2, 1. Oh, they are not fun. They are not fun, are they? We just need to admit it. They are not fun. And have a little break. And maybe when we're having a little break, just roll those shoulders back. 1 more. And we are going to do it again. So again, whilst we catch our breath, just turn the head to one side, a little bit of attention to our necks. We often think about every other part of our body, but forget neck. And we tend to forget about our feet as well. Good. And I'll have a different view this time. So again, I'm going to take that right foot forward. Left foot's behind me. Just get your bearings, feel ready for it. Bend the knees, press up and jump. 3 more. 2, 1. Oh, good. We're almost there. And checking how I've done for time. So far, so good. So we've got about 13 more minutes if we can. And you're like, 13 more minutes of jumping, that's insane. Good, just have a few kind of heel raises here. It's a really nice one to prepare the feet because they do a lot in a jumping lunge. Again, just like the neck, we tend to ignore our feet until something goes wrong. And last one, let's just get it done. And I'll change my viewpoint again. So I'm going to change to look straight ahead. So my right foot has come forward. Let's challenge ourselves actually. Let's take the left foot forwards. Let's start with the side that is not your dominant side. So I'm right-handed, so that would be my left. Take your right knee towards the mat. This already feels weird starting on this side. And that's 1. 2 more. Last one. And come back up. Excellent. Little drink of water, absolutely needed after that one. Good. So have a breather. And for the breather, I'm going to get the mat back down. We're going to have a lie down and we're going to come into some crisscross. So if you have osteoporosis, please do not do crisscross. In fact, again, let's not do crisscross. Let's do some toe taps. So we can all do those. We can all join in. So legs in a double knee fold, heels slightly flexed, arms down by your sides. You're keeping your pelvis and spine stable. You're going to tap the right foot down, tap the left, and now tap both. So you're trying not to arch your spine. Single leg, and then both, keeping that spine completely still. When you're tapping, think of the movement coming from your hips pushing the legs towards the floor, rather than your knee bending to take the leg towards the floor. And let's do 2 more. And last one. Good, so nice friendly osteoporosis one. We're gonna come up to standing. and we're going to do some more jumping. So with our jumping, we are going to do some jumping side to side. So again, we're going to take this mat away so we don't slip and hurt ourselves on the mat. And you're going to have yourself feet roughly hip distance to one side. You're going to come into a little squat, jump a jump to the opposite side, and then over again. So just mixing up our jumping. And back. Good. Have a little rest. It's kind of fun jumping, isn't it? I know it's fatiguing, so don't get me wrong. I'm not thinking, oh wow, this is so, relaxing. But it's it's like child's play, isn't it? It's a little bit of fun, almost like skipping rope. In fact, I really wanted to bring in a skipping rope. I have it on my little list, but I think it would have been a disaster in this slightly smallish room. So, I was thinking of games you play when you're a kid in the playground, and jumping side to side with a long skipping rope was one of them. So I thought we can bring that in. So let's catch our breath and we'll go again. Side to side, we're doing about 8. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Good, and have a little rest. Oh, you definitely feel the heart rate going up, don't you? And we're going to do one more set, just catching our breath. And I really hope, for those of you that have followed the 7 days, 20 minutes in 7 days, I hope you've enjoyed it. But more than kind of thinking of the exercises are definitely the ones that you have to do every day, I hope you've kind of just learned that actually you can carve 20 minutes, sometimes even 15 to 20 minutes. It doesn't have to be a full 20, to just spend a little bit of time moving your body and looking after yourself. And actually the most important thing, if you're completely new to this, isn't getting the exercise dead on perfect. It's getting into the frame of mind where it's permissible. You're giving yourself permission to take that time for yourself. And that you start having fun with it, and you start feeling the benefit, not just physically, but also mentally with what that gives you. So last one, that's enough of me chatting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Right, how are we doing time-wise? I think we're doing really well. So it's jumping. We're not going to make the whole 20 minutes because that's incredibly tiring. So what we're going to do instead is get our mats back out. And instead of jumping, some would say jumping is better than what we're going to do next. They would probably be right. We're going to do plank walks or commando planks. So if you find doing this in a plank too difficult, and it is quite challenging, your alternative is to stay on hands and knees. So you're on hands and knees. You're going to take your right forearm down, your left forearm down, lift back up with the right, lift back up with the left. If you can, alternate your starting side. If you can. So if you find that too overwhelming, just stick to doing one side. You'll get used to it and we'll get to the alternating at another time. So hands on the shoulders, slide the legs away if you want to come into a plank, which is a slightly more challenging position. Tummy muscles on, and this is the more advanced version. So take one forearm down, then the opposite, and lift back up. Alternating sides. Four more. 3. And there's a little bit of impact here as you lower. 2, 1, and then take your knees down. Have a little break. Have a little rest. Catch your breath. So again, if you wanted to do them on hands and knees, again, go for it. If you've done them in a plank and you thought, oh my goodness, what the hell? I wasn't ready for this. I wasn't mentally prepared. Go back and do them on hands and knees this time. But we are going to do them again. So hands on the shoulders and slide the legs away. And as I say to my kids, practice makes you better. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try and get better. So forearm down and then lift back up. 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Little break. We're going to do one more. But before we do, let's just have a nice break. So come onto hands and knees, a little bit of bottom sticking out. And you're going to take your tailbone, tuck it between the legs, round through your spine, round through the back of the ribs, nod the chin, check your shoulders are away from your ears here. Come out of that cat and just lift your gaze and press that chest forward and up. And let's just do that 2 more times. Just as we catch our breath and give our spine a little bit of movement. Good, one last one. And then remember, you're coming either onto hands and knees or you're coming into your plank. Either way, a little bit of abdominal engagement, and come down with one arm, back up, alternate sides. 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Knees down. Have a little stretch back in rest position. Oh, catch your breath. That was amazing. Well done. Walk the hands back. And if you can, you're coming up to standing without using your arms. And you're done. Did we do it? Last 7 days, 17 minutes, we've done it. So hopefully you enjoyed it. Hopefully you had as much fun as I have jumping. I found it actually probably the favorite of the 7 days. It makes me feel like I'm a kid in the playground. So enjoy, and any questions, just get in touch. Yeah, I hope to do more of these in the future. Bye.